What's up, Pan Dudes? Peter Von Panda here. Just picked up a new Shinola. This one is the Runwell Chrono 47mm white face, $950 retail value or price on it because, and I'll show you here, this is the most expensive of the Runwell Chronos, and it's because primarily of this alligator leather watch band. So this is a premium watch band and about $175 more than the base watch band. I would also say that on the they have a polished metal one coming out as well, and that one also brings the price up to about $900. So that has a premium price on it, but it looks good. I'm not maybe a huge alligator leather watch band kind of guy, but fits all of the. It's a nice quality, thick, well-made watch band, so you definitely get your money's worth there. The Chrono is actually a fairly new model to the Shinola lineup. Comes in different colors, just like the Runwell. So the white dial, black, blue, green, I believe, and a kind of variety there. The nice thing is, because the subdials here, on this white face and also on the black face watch, you can get these subdials in reverse colors. You can get the white dial here with black subdials or vice versa, which also makes it look nice. And because the original Runwell had everything the same color, that helps make the Chrono stand out a little bit. So it kind of adds a little pop to those subdials so people can tell at a glance that it is a different watch. And again, the pushers here, and I'll quick show you. Obviously, chronograph means it's a stopwatch. So if I hit this top pusher, we start the stopwatch, which is that inner second hand. If I hit it again, it should stop it. And then to reset would be the bottom one. And it sweeps all the way around and returns to the top. This, there's a couple interesting things here that I thought I might point out. This is using the Ronda 5021, which they call the Argonite 5021 movement. And if you saw the original Runwell, it came in a 47mm and a 41mm, I believe. They looked very similar. They actually used the same movement in both watches, but they did some interesting design trickery to make that remote second-hand subdial look like it's in the same position on both watches. So there's a kind of a minute variation of where it's actually located, because the bezel is obviously bigger on the 47 and then on the 41 it's smaller. So they did a little bit of change, a little change in the numerals and the layout and the size of the subdial to make them look the same or very, very similar from the 47 to the 41. On the Runwell Chrono, they use the same movement, 5021, on both the 47 and the 41mm. But it becomes more apparent that they're using the same movement because there's only so much you can do when you've got multiple moving parts of the movement. So you've got these two subdials up here, and you've also got the date window right there. And when you bring in this this case to a 41mm, these can't really move. And so what you end up doing on the smaller Runwell Chrono is you lose the 6 here. You almost completely lose the 9 and 10 and the 2 and 3 because the bezel is closer to those inner subdials. Looks very similar, but it doesn't look quite as similar as the Runwell 47 and the 41. So it doesn't look bad by any means. It's just a little different. So you'll notice a little bit more obvious differences between the larger and the smaller in the Chrono. The other thing I would say here is that I've noticed on all the Runwell Chronos, this date window is always white. So the disc that the date is on is white. They don't change that disc color for the different colored faces in the Runwell Chrono. So just keep that in mind. Here on the white, it's pretty subtle because everything is white. But if you get the black dial, I believe the date window on that is white. And so it adds a little bit of contrast. I know in one review someone said that it was a little jarring. I find that maybe a little strong, but it might be interesting if in the future they actually change the date dial to also match the color of the face to kind of make it blend in a little more. The last thing I'll say is that the subdials, and it might be a little hard to show you here, are just like the original Runwell remote secondhand sub-dial in that the dial of the main watch is flat. It's completely flat. It's a little bit of a matte finish, but the sub-dials have a little bit of texture. They have like these concentric ring ridges that are molded or pressed into the sub-dial, and it's going to be really hard to see if we can catch it. But they're almost like little mini vinyl LPs. They have these little ridges. It's just a little bit of texture. It's a very, very subtle thing, but especially when you're kind of getting glancing light off of it, the light plays off the ridges and actually looks maybe a little iridescent, looks shinier than maybe the matte finish of the watch in general. And it's just a nice detail because of the way the light plays off it, and just kind of breaks up the big flat face. I mean, 47mm is a fairly large watch, and it's just a really nice little touch that adds just more depth and more nuance to an already nice watch. So you can see that a little bit here, but it's a little hard to show here on camera, but you can kind of see the ridges right there. So that's something to keep in mind. Again, it was on the original Runwell as far as I know, and it's on all of these chronos. The chronographs start around $750 or $775. They start with I believe just a standard vegetable tan Torween leather watch band, which is a great watch band. I think it's probably one of my favorites. You can step up to the polished steel band or this alligator leather. They also have it in the leather NATO strap as well. So check it out. Prices vary, but a really cool watch. A lot of detail. Chronographs are certainly my favorite type of watches because even though I don't use all the functions on them, they just look awesome. So check it out at Shinola.com. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates on awesome, cool products that I am buying. This is the Panda. Out.